Hi Tera fans, this is Tera Solo Gamer. Today I'm going to be talking about stigmas because one of my viewers on YouTube, Dana Dunn, asked me to do a video on those. And you may be wondering why I'm starting out standing in front of my little buddy Laniffy there, but I actually asked my little buddy to help me out with the first part of this video because if you look at Laniffy's bar at the top of the screen, his health is HP. Might make it easier. The very far right of the bar where it says X10 at the end, just above it is a funny looking little symbol. That funny looking little symbol is going to provide you some context when we start talking more about these stigmas. And just to show you right now, I'm going under character to the stigma menu, and I believe it's this one. You can see that funny little symbol right there that says Skelos. You can see on the left it says stigma and then it says Skelos. That's just telling me which kind of stigma I'm on. That funny little symbol looks a whole heck of a lot like that funny little symbol. There's your context. Now I do actually think I need to be near a bank for some of this possibly. So I am going to go somewhere else, and I don't think I've filmed anything in Frontera yet. Let's just go to the town of Frontera. Plus, I want to clear out of here in case someone comes along to hunt Laniffy, and maybe they'll see another person here and go away. I don't want that to happen. You know, if they're out there hunting world BAMs, and they need to get to world BAMs. Important thing to remember is Laniffy there is a world BAM, which means that Laniffy is a boss monster. For pretty much every boss monster you find, probably all of them, you're going to see a funny little symbol on their HP bar, just like you saw for Laniffy. And that's where the stigmas primarily come in. Now, one thing I'll also show you, let me check the trade broker, see if it's still the case. It was a few minutes ago. I'm going to the trade broker. I'm typing in the word stigma. Alright, right now someone is selling Stigma Feedstock common through the trade broker. I'll show you in a minute. That's unusual to me. I checked just to be sure. Most of these are actually not tradable when you get them. So, but apparently it's possible to somehow, sometimes get a tradable version. And again, I just want to stand over here so I can be near a banker in case I have to go back to the bank. I actually went into my bank already and pulled out a whole bunch of stigma chests. Because these things drop like crazy in this game. You get a lot of stigma chests. Now, I already showed you trade broker. It's very, very rare, but it is possible to buy a few things like that, you know, feedstock through the trade broker. Now, if you look at the current accumulated login event that we have going on, day 4, you get 5 special stigma crates. Day 7, you get 5 regular stigma chests. Day 11, you get 5 special stigma crates. Day 15, you get a stigma chest with rare only in it. Day 18, you get 5 special stigma crates. 16, you know, the list goes on. And then on day 25, the big payoff is the stigma chest superior only. So you actually get a lot of these in the game for free. And when you go into the Tera store, I believe it's under loot boxes. There you go. You got a stigma growth jackpot box. You got a regular stigma chest. You got a stigma premium package where you get 1 premium plus 10 regulars. Some of these, yeah, like this one in particular, you can get up to 20 every Thursday. Once you buy 20 for the week, you can't buy any more until Thursday. Some of them are set up that way. I'm not going to go in every one. You can always go in the Tera's store yourself. But I'm just showing you how many different options there are if you want to pay for stigmas. But again, there are so many of them that drop for free in this game, you probably don't really have to pay for them. When you're fighting certain BAMs and probably some other monsters, you'll also get like even on Island of Dawn, when I hunt the upper tier monsters like the Naga Battle Masters and stuff, Every once in a while they'll drop a Stigma Shard. And then every once in a while they'll drop an actual Stigma. You know, so there's plenty of places in the game where you're going to get drops from fighting monsters. You're going to get drops from your cumulative login events. Some of the other events, they give you Stigma chests. You know, so as far as where do you get them? All over the place. They drop like crazy. So, and I happen to have a few extra in my inventory. But before I just wanted to let you know first, where do you get them? All those places I just mentioned, and probably some other places. All right, menu, character, Stigma. The reason I'm using my Reaper today is she is one of my few, maybe my only one, that so far has absolutely no Stigmas at all yet. I rarely play her. I'm not a big fan of the Reaper. So I haven't bothered giving her Stigmas. My main focus has been on my Brawler, who is my main character, who has like all four of the bottom kind of Stigmas. Some of them are higher percentage. So I will probably go to her later for a few of the higher level Stigmas that just come out a few weeks ago. So just to give you the overview of the menu at the top, I already showed you Skelos. It's the one that's highlighted because that's the same one that is Lenifi. Now when you see those monsters with these symbols over their heads, that means that they are more susceptible to attack if you have Stigmas of the same type as what shows over their head. Because you get an increased chance to find a vulnerable spot on them, and some of your attacks may do a lot of extra damage to them in comparison to your other attacks. It's only a small percentage chance per each strike, but it still gives you that chance. And when you're fighting one of those world bands for, you know, a few minutes or whatever, or if you're one of those people who does multiplayer dungeons because you're not a solo player like me, it applies to those boss monsters inside of your dungeons and stuff the same exact way. And of course, you're going to be hitting them a whole bunch of times, and somewhere in there, a few of those hits, they're going to do extra damage simply because that particular monster is more susceptible to your attacks if that little symbol matches their symbol and you have a Stigma for it. Right now, I have no Stigmas, so I get no extra boost for any of that right now. Okay, so the first one up there, I'm showing you Skelos. This one's called Brachium. This one's called Soma. This one's called Kephale. The names really don't matter. Just be sure you match the symbol to the monster to know whether or not you get that extra little boost there. Now these last three, Gaster, Kardia, and Ops, those were just recently added. They're brand new. I literally think within just the past few weeks or so. I haven't even messed with those ones yet because I haven't really put a lot of focus on Stigmas, but I have been making sure most of my characters have them, because they are very beneficial, and I'll be showing you here soon. Now, you can see in the little diagram there, those three that I talked about that are brand new, just started up within the past few weeks or so, they're in that top level, that top three. Those didn't used to be filled in at all because it was something they were waiting to put out there. Now, I've been doing some research, and from some of the websites I've checked out, supposedly these three new ones only apply to the last boss monster inside of a dungeon that's over eye level 460. So for me personally, they don't matter that much because I don't do I don't do multiplayer dungeons. I do solo dungeons, but there are no solo dungeons that are over 460 on the eye level that I know of. I don't think. I don't really pay attention. I just go in and hit monsters and they hit me back and whatever until one of us dies, you know. But that's the case. So if you are actually one of those people who does higher level dungeons, these three would probably be quite important to you, because your final boss monsters in those dungeons, from what I read online, I'm not swearing to it, I don't have personal experience, but from what I read online, if you're in some of those higher level dungeons, these three here, Ops, Kardia, and Gaster, will probably be important to you if you do multiplayer dungeons. Of course, you're already doing multiplayer dungeons. You're probably not watching this video because this is a very basic video. I need to put that disclaimer. I'm not an expert with Stigmas. So you're not going to see some huge detailed graphs and charts and full lists of every single possible bonus you can get from it or whatever. But I'm just putting the basics out there for you, let you know what the Stigmas are, what they're used for, how they benefit you, and how you actually get them
and put them into place and set up your character. Because they are important, and well, we'll get to the important part in a little bit. First thing I'm going to do now, she has absolutely no stigmas, but I have a whole bunch of stigma chests just because they drop like crazy from all these different events and stuff. So I'm going to start with the regular, just plain stigma chest. But I also have 3 event stigma chests, which are exactly the same as the other stigma chests, but Tera likes to give things different names to eat up more of your inventory space. So instead of it taking 1 line, it now takes 2 lines because one has the word event slapped on it. So I'm going to pop these 3 open, see what I get. See, whenever you open a chest, I got a Skelos Soul, I got a Kephale attack, and it's green. Green is better than white. And I got a Brachium attack, that's good. All right, and just because I didn't mention this before, the ones that have ATK attack, those are going to give you power, increased damage, and whatever else. They're for attacking stuff. And the ones that say DEF, those are for defense. They're going to give you more defensive abilities. And the soul ones deal with things like crit and cooldown and whatever else. All right, let me pop a few of these stigma chests. I'm not going to pop them all. Now, the white ones, I'll show you the difference between the colors. I do want to get, did I have Skelos? I can't remember. I want to get a few because I want some to be basically the same. And it'd be nice if I got one that was even higher than green, like a yellow or something. I can't remember if they come in the regular chest or not, though. I think they do. Blah, blah, blah. When it gets down to 900, I'll stop. Unless I see a yellow one pop first, and then I'll stop it. You don't have any, okay. And that's another thing with stigmas. They'll eat up some inventory space real quick because there's so many of them. Matter of fact, let me show you the menu. We're already, in my menu up there, you see the box-looking thing that's highlighted. When you get a stigma chest, or when you get a stigma shard, like down there, this is where it's going to show up in your inventories in that box. However, when you actually get the stigmas themselves, they show up in that thing that looks like some kind of a teardrop-shaped gemstone or something, next to your beaker and next to your accessories. All right, so right now we have some of these. Now, again, it eats up a lot of your inventory space, and she doesn't have much inventory space because I have a bunch of something in there for her for a specific reason. Doesn't matter for this video. Now, let's see. Let's take a look at one of the white ones. Any of the white ones doesn't matter. You see it says detect weakness 1%. Now, like I mentioned before, when you have, and this is a Skelos, remember the different names? This is a Skelos one, and you can see the little shape of it there. If you happen to have that installed on your stigmas, and that other thing I was showing you, then this is going to give you a 1% chance to detect the weakness on any creature that has the same symbol over its head. Now, if it's a different symbol creature, then this one's not going to count toward it. But if you have, all your slots filled in with some kind of stigmas, then you'll be covered for, pretty much any boss monster that you run up against. And right now it gives you a 1% chance. And let's see a green one. Now, a green one is higher than a white one. And you'll notice for the green one, it'll detect weakness 2%. So every time you strike that monster that matches that same symbol, if it's a Kephale monster, each hit you're going to have a 2% chance to detect weakness. And if you roll that 2% or less, in the background in the computer, you're going to do additional damage to that particular monster that matches that symbol. Now, you'll notice the difference between the white one, which only detects weakness against that particular monster. This is a Kephale attack. And again, if it says ATK, it gives you some kind of an attack bonus. This one increases your power by 1. And from my understanding, that is simply a extra boost that you get all the time. From my understanding, that increasing power by 1 doesn't apply only to the monster you're fighting. It's simply a passive benefit that you get. Let's try this one. And like this one, it'll increase damage by 0.9% if you attack enraged monsters. This one, okay, I got 2 to increase power by 1. This one increases PvP attack by 4 when attacking from behind. So if you're one of them PvPers who plays against other players, you attack them from behind, you got this one equipped, it's going to give you an extra 4. And this one, this is a defense one. Remember I said defense gives you defensive stuff. In this case, healing skills that affect you increase by 0.8%. And then you have a soul. Again, the soul ones, they normally do like crit and whatever. This one will increase your MP replenishment by 1% when a combo attack hits your target. Okay, and it goes on and on. They give you different boosts and benefits. And again, the white ones, the only thing they ever do is detect the weakness, so they're only helpful against those particular monsters that the symbol for that particular stigma matches the symbol that's over their HP bar. So now what I want to do is go back to the stigma, and if I, across the top there, I can go to all, and this will show me all my stigmas available all at once. For me, that gets a little bit confusing. For me, it's a lot easier actually to, you see how I'm scrolling using the left and right button or bumper or whatever it's called. First, I'm just going to focus on Kephale, which is that funky looking symbol there. You know, and I'm going to look through them. Okay, I got attack. And all of them will detect weakness at 2% because they're green. Now the attack one, this will increase damage 9%. Okay, this increases power by 1. What I'm doing right now, I don't even play PvP, so I'm going to ignore that. I don't need it. Healing skills affecting me, I'm a solo player. I don't have a healer. I don't have to worry about that. You know, I play by myself. There's no one healing me. I heal myself. I got potions and stuff. This will increase my MP replenishment, blah, blah, not care. I don't care. Okay, and that was all the green ones. I want a green one. I don't want a white one, because the green one, even on detect weakness, the white one, 1%. The green one, 2%. That already gives me that bonus. Plus the green ones give me an additional passive boost that's always in effect no matter who I'm fighting. So, for my personal opinion, I want my power increased by 1. So all I'm going to do is hit the A button. You see at the bottom it says A, equip. If you're on PlayStation, it'll tell you what button to hit. Just look for equip. And now it's going to bind it. We're all familiar with soul binding, I believe. It can't be traded. Do I want to continue? Sure, why not? And now you can see that over here, I have that stigma equipped, my Kephale attack, which means that right now, because in that slot, if I fight any monster that has that particular symbol over its head, the Kephale symbol, then I'm going to have a 2% chance to detect weakness with every strike against that monster and do additional damage if I roll at 2% or less. Plus, I get the passive ability that my power is increased by 1. All right, let's see. Did I get any Somas? I got some Somas. Look at that. All right, I got attack. And as a solo player, I almost never attack from behind because aggro is always on me. Anytime I even try to get behind a BAM, a boss, or whatever, they immediately do their little ballerina spin and they're facing me again. So I personally, as a solo player, mostly focus on frontal attacks if I'm doing anything like that. Now, if you're one of those people who plays multiplayer dungeons, you know, you get your information from those people who do the multiplayer dungeons. Because, of course, if you're like a DPS or something, then this might be beneficial to you because you're going to be attacking from behind because you're actually going to have a tank who's distracting them. All right, so remember, when I'm talking and I say what I do in any of my videos, I explain what I do and what I prefer. You just take it for what it's worth, but I'm just showing you the basics of what's available so you can make your own decision how you want to play, because games are supposed to be for fun. So you do it how it makes it fun for you. Alright. Now right here I got a choice. I increase my crit power by a teeny tiny little bit, or I can decrease my cooldown by 0.7%. That's not a lot. I'm going to go with decrease cooldown. And again, it's going to be soulbound when I equip it. Because a lot of people, you know, they talk about the attack speed and all that. It gives you more opportunities to get critical hits. All right, now on the Brachium, I can increase my power by 1,
or decrease damage taken from frontal attacks. I have a pretty high eye level, so I'm going to go ahead and increase my power by 1. And don't pay too much attention to how I'm equipping mine, because when you pull them out of the chest, you're probably going to get different options anyway, because there's all kind of different options. You're just seeing some of what the options are, and what you need to do for your playstyle. You may need to pick different ones anyway, especially if you're a PvP player. This one you might really want. I don't do PvP, so I don't want it at all, because it'll be useless. Come in some souls here. And this one can increase your HP per 1%. Okay, now I'm down in the whites, which again only detect weakness. They do nothing else. I think I had... Okay. Increased damage 1.1% when attacking enraged monsters. And I fight a lot of Island of Dawn monsters. I fight the world bams a lot. I like to hunt them. You know, so enraged monsters is a good one for me to increase damage. So there we go. That's what we have there. Now, I have now on the bottom row one of each. So now for any of the monsters that have any of those 4 particular symbols over their head, and again, the ones on top, from what I read online, I'm not going to swear to it, the ones on top are only going to appear on the last boss monster of a multiplayer dungeon that's an eye level above 460. Okay, so personally, I don't really care about the top ones. But the 4 bottom, I got all 4 of them filled in. I feel comfortable now having all 4, because at least I get an opportunity, no matter which of the world bands I fight, or even any other boss monsters I fight in the open world of Tera, they're going to have one of those 4 symbols over their head. The top 3 won't really apply until you get into some multiplayer dungeons. So I'll get that 2% chance for each type of them, plus each of them gives me a special passive skill, which again, you can always move your cursor. I'm using my left D-pad to move my little highlight around, so I can remind myself, okay, what do I have? All right, that's what I have for that one. That's what I have for that one. That's what I have for that one. And that's what, okay. So my left D-pad, I don't know how PlayStations work, but on the Xbox, left D-pad is how I move that highlight around so I can double check what I already have. Now, I don't care about the white ones, because I have enough of the green ones. So I'm going to go to all. And you don't have to go to all. You can go to any of the individual ones if you want. And you see down at the bottom, just below the actual stigmas, but above the menu, if I push down on my left joystick, then I can dismantle. So I'm going to push down on it. It's just like when you're dismantling gear and stuff while you're leveling up. Works the same exact way. Or if you go fishing and you want to just dismantle some of your fish so that you can get fish fillets, same exact process. And because they're just eating up inventory space that I don't need them to eat up. Matter of fact, you know what? Because I already have 4 slots filled and I've already determined that I don't even want any of these other ones, I'm just going to get rid of all of them. Because I can't fit anymore, and I've already done my comparison of what I had available, and I've put the ones in place that I really want. Okay, now the most you can ever do is 20 when you're dismantling. You can see you can't put any more items there. Down at the bottom of the menu, you can see the Y button to dismantle. If you're on PlayStation, look for the word dismantle. It'll tell you which are your buttons. Hit that. It dismantles. Would you like to proceed? This is your last chance. If you're suddenly like, oops, I didn't mean to get rid of that one, but I'm going to dismantle all of those. And to make sure I have room, because I'm going to be opening some more boxes here, I'm going to dismantle those. I might have actually wanted to keep some of them. All right, let me open a few more boxes. I was getting ahead of myself. All right, so again, if you want to see what stigmas you have, and now right now you can see I've cleared some of my inventory. I was actually at 160, now I'm down to 123. And you can see the check mark on them when you're in this menu. In your inventory, that check mark means those are the ones I have equipped. Just like any other equipment. You know, it gives you a check mark. Hey, this one's equipped. All right, let me go ahead and open a few more chests, because there was, oops, something else I wanted to do. And I'll just go down to till it says 900.
Okay. Now I have some extra stigmas. Before I get back to those extra stigmas, let's look at the Stigma Shard. The Stigma Shard is basically a shop of things that you can buy from your shards. Now you have Stigma Feedstock for your common. That's the white. You saw the color differences earlier. Those are the white ones. I'm not going to get any of those because I don't even have any white ones. I don't want them. I have greens for all of mine, so I'm ignoring white because they're lower level. I don't want them. Now here we have feedstock for the uncommon, which are the green. And it's color coded for you right there, as you can see it. You can use this to enchant your stigma. And it says right there, you must use the feedstock of each grade. So if you're trying to upgrade a green kind of stigma, then you have to get green feedstock. You know, the white is not going to work on the green. And you can see the white is the lowest level stigmas. You can see each of these feedstocks will cost you 10 Stigma Shards. If you want green, you're going to pay 100. If you want blue, which are the rares, we haven't got to those yet, those are 2,000 apiece. And if you want superior, woo, you're going to pay 25,000 each for your feedstock. And for those of you who used to play this thing years ago when we had the old enchanting gear, then you understand how feedstock works, the way we used to enchant our level 1 gear, which thank goodness we don't do it that way anymore. Now while I'm in here in the Stigma Shards, it is a shop. I'm using my right button. Now I'm going to go to the Stat Change Stone. And you see they have those for green, blue, and yellow. Whites don't even have a stat. All they do is give you that little extra percent to find a weakness. That's it. We'll get to these a little later. But then you also have other. If you go to other and you have a whole bunch of Stigma Shards, you can actually buy Stigma chests from within the Stigma Shard shop. Okay, regular Stigma chests where you might get, and it tells you right there, you might get common, uncommon, or rare grade. You're mostly going to get common, then you get some uncommon. You saw me open the box, mostly got whites, and then I got quite a few greens. It wasn't a bad mix, really. I did not get any rares, which I was hoping for, but hey. So those are 500 each. And if you want, you can use these to buy emeralds, or you can use these to buy diamonds. Personally, I would recommend hanging on to these to actually use for stigma stuff. But if you're really desperate, you need a diamond, and you have enough of these, yeah, that's your call. It's up to you. My personal recommendation, I would only use it mainly for this and this. I don't know how often you would even need to buy a stigma chest because they drop so frequently from so many of these events and stuff. But hey, if you need a stigma chest, boom, right there. 500 Stigma Shards, you get yourself one. Okay, so let's buy Stigma. Before I figure out how many to buy, I don't even remember. Okay, before I even do that, all right, let me just focus on this one, the Kephale. I got an attack, power 1, decreased damage from frontal attacks, decreased cooldown, that's a soul. I personally prefer attack because my eye level is so high. Let me see if I can find one. Man, I got a lot of souls. I wasn't even, oh well, it really don't matter, I guess. Does it? I seriously did not get another attack one. I want another attack one. Hang on. Let's open the boxes. A few more boxes, sorry. And I'm still doing a regular Stigma chest. I don't want white attack, I want green attack. Okay, I saw a Skelos attack pop up. So let's go to back to my Stigma menu. And Skelos, which is cool. We started out with Lanippy showing off his little symbol up there, and that happens to be the same symbol, so that's kind of cool. Alright, I just like attack. And this will increase damage by 1.1 when attacking enraged. Excuse me. And where did my equipped one go? These things jump around. Oh, I not only got another attack, I actually got the same exact. Thought I did. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, this attack increases attack speed. Yeah. Okay, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, now I have this. Actually, I think I prefer to just unequip this. This is still my favorite. Increased damage 1.1% attacking enraged monsters.
Now you see at the bottom, it says menu. I hit my Y button. PlayStation, look for the word menu down at the bottom, and it'll tell you what button to hit. All right. My options are enchant, option change, or destroy. I don't want to destroy it. You can destroy it, but I strongly recommend you go ahead and just dismantle it and get the Stigma Shards, so you have those on hand. I don't know, since it can be dismantled into Stigma Shards using that other menu, I don't know why you would ever want to destroy it, but that's your call, as always. Now, for the moment, we're focused on enchant. See the word enchant there? It's going to cost me 300 gold to try to enchant it, and I don't know how many it takes. Please, because I don't have any material there yet. I was trying to see how many. I forgot. It doesn't tell you how many you need. So, whoops, wrong one. My bad. Stigma Shard, Stigma Feedstock, and let me just start off with 10, because I honestly don't remember how many I need to actually enchant it, and it doesn't tell me, which is kind of annoying. Okay. Attack one. Okay, that's the one that I did have equipped. I unequipped it just because I want to enchant it. Again, down the bottom it says menu. Hit the Y button for Xbox. PlayStation will tell you what button to hit. I'm going to enchant, so I select that. Stigma Feedstock. Okay, I'm required 1, so I got more than enough. Now, let's see. Where... Oh, there it is, down the bottom. Enchantment success chance, 45%. I'm only going from 0 to +1, and I only got a 45% chance. So down at the bottom it says select material and enchant, Y button. PlayStation will tell you which buttons. I'm going to hit that. And enchantment failed. But now my enchantment success chance has gone up from 45 to 46. I got a whole extra % chance for it now. Now, you'll see down at the bottom, select material and enchant. The Y is not highlighted because right now I have not yet selected the material. So I have to go down here and select it first. So if you're sitting there looking at what's not going on, be sure you select the material you want over there on the bottom, on the left. All right, so let's try this again. Enchantment fail. Isn't that sweet? Now I'm 47%. I went up another % chance. Oh, finally. And now, this, instead of being a regular Skelos attack, is now a +1 Skelos attack. And you'll notice over there now it says detect weakness 2.3%. It was only 2%. Now we're 2 points, so that increased our detect weakness opportunity. So now I have a slightly better chance of finding that weakness on that monster that has a Skelos up above his head. So let's try enchanting a little bit more. Oh, lucked out. And now, and my detected weakness is now 2.6, but my enchantment success chance has dropped all the way to 37%, so that keeps going down. Yep, failed enchantment. Failed enchantment, come on. Failed enchantment. Holy. Oh, got a success there. And now my detect weakness has gone up to 2.9%. But what I'm showing you here is how to enchant these so they become a little bit more useful against those monsters because we're increasing our chance to detect the weakness. And now I'm going to go back up to my inventory. I'd like to get one to +5 just to show it to you. So let's open. Oh, I keep doing this. I actually meant to go to the Stigma Shard and buy more feedstock because you enchant using the feedstock. You don't enchant by getting other stigmas. I'm sorry. I'm confusing myself a little bit. Okay, let's try 10 more, see if we can get lucky and maybe get it up to +5. Fail. And this is just like weapons and gear and accessories. Sometimes you just have to sit there and go through a long line of fails before you finally get an upgrade, especially when the enchantment success chance. You see it does keep going up 1%, but even after all these fails, I'm still only a 39% chance of being successful. Woo! Now we're +4, which gives us a 3.2% chance to detect weakness. Nah, I'm out of feedstock. No. No, I still have some more. Okay. 2 more. Come on, give me a +5. I want a +5. Give me a +5. Come on, come on. Whee! Got +5. All right. All right, so now we have a +5 Skelos attack. I'm going to go ahead and equip that. And I'm using my left D-pad again to go over here with the highlights so I can be sure of what everything does. And now, the bottom part, increased damage by 1.1% when attacking enraged monsters. That part doesn't change from upgrading. The detect weakness changes. You can see my first 3 down there. I have a 2% chance for any of those types of creatures with that symbol over their HP bar. But with my green Skelos, I actually have a 3.5% chance of finding a weakness for that particular monster that has that particular symbol over their HP bar. So if you're fighting one of them, I got a better chance of finding a weakness and doing additional damage to that particular monster with my green Skelos than what I do with any of the other 3. Now, whoops. I'm all over the place here. All right, and I do want to check something. Upgrade. Please select 5 enchant. Okay, that's what that's what I thought, but I wanted to double check, and that's why I wanted to find another Skelos attack. I am going to get some more feedstocks. Let's see if I even have enough to start. I'm going to try starting with 20, because that's what it took me last time, so hopefully that'll be enough to get me through this one. Now, I have a +5 Skelos attack, and when I went to try to upgrade this, you can see down at the bottom it says it's a 100% conversion success chance once I actually get the proper enchanting material. But you see, it says, please select a +5 enchant level stigma. So, to upgrade to +5, I have to have another +5. So I'm going to try to enchant this other one to +5. And I hope 20 feedstocks is going to be enough, because that's right about what it took me for the other one. Whoa, lucked out big time. It only took me 7 to get +5. That's not bad at all. Oh, crap, I'm still +4. I thought I was +5. Now I'll probably jinx myself. I'll probably get like 100 fails. I was looking at the wrong number. I was looking at the right where I'm trying to enchant it, and I thought I had a +5. But celebrated a little too early there. Woohoo! +5. Okay. Now I have this one. Attack speed increase. And then I have my one. Now watch this part carefully. Remember, we're increasing damage by 1.1% when attacking enraged monsters. Now to upgrade this, we do the same process. Hit the Y button, click on upgrade. Now I have to select my enchanting material. And this is why you do have to select first. You might have 3 different +5s over there, so you have to pick which one you're going to use. But at least the conversion, it costs 5,000 gold, though. You can see that. The conversion success chance for doing a +5 with another +5 is 100%. So at least we know we're going to get this one. So let me go ahead and do the upgrade. All right, upgrade is done. And now it's a blue. However, you'll see that now
my thing at the bottom changed. Now I'm increasing damage 1%, which I like because that means I'm increasing damage to anything I hit by 1%. And I'm increasing my PvP attack. I don't even do PvP. That's useless to me. But you'll notice it's blue now. And now my detect weakness is 5%. So anytime I'm attacking a monster that has that particular symbol over its head, I now get a 5% chance to detect a weakness on that thing. And instead of one special passive ability that I always have, I now have 2 of them. I have increased damage by 1% and increased PvP attack by 9 when attacking from behind. So when you get up to the blue, so again, white, all you do is detect weakness. You get an extra chance to detect weakness. Green, you get an extra chance to detect weakness on those monsters that have that symbol over their head. Plus you get 1 passive skill that's active all the time that, helps you out. When you get to the blue, now you get detect weakness at a higher rate, plus you get 2 extra passive skills. So you're starting to see, I'm assuming, how this can be quite helpful, even just at the blue level. I mean, we're not even, I think this is rare. I don't know what level. I forget what the blue is actually called, but with 2 extra passive skills, if you do that on just the 4 on the bottom, that's already 8 extra passive skills. You can see how that's going to start helping your character a lot with pretty much everything you do, with everything you fight out there in the world. So these are very important. I strongly recommend you at least give them some effort, some look, and be, hey, let me at least get 4 of them out there for something, Even if you work on them a little bit of time, they definitely are beneficial. I strongly recommend that you do go ahead and put them on there. Now, I don't play PvP. I don't need that. So let me go back to my Stigma Shards. And you'll notice now I'm looking at Stat Change Stones. I'm in the second menu because it defaulted to Stigma Shards shop, and we already went through the feedstock, how that works. Now we go to the Stat Change Stone. And I have a blue one that I'm trying to change, so I have to select the blue one. I cannot, green won't work, yellow won't work. It has to be a blue one. So that's going to cost me 100. Let me try just one first. I don't know if it's going to cost me just one. I think it'll cost me just one. So. Again, I had to get the blue Stat Change Stone because I have a blue Stigma that I'm trying to change the stats on it. Now, here's what sucks. You go to Option Change, all right, to change your 2 special abilities. It has nothing to do with the detect weakness percentage. That'll remain the same. All right, so this is a rare. Okay, blue's rare. I couldn't remember if they were rare or uncommon. And you'll see my present option. Increase damage 1% and increase PvP attack. It's going to cost me 1,000 gold to change it. Tells me at the bottom, select the material, change option, click on my Y button. Okay, now it increases my attack speed by 0.7% and increases my damage by 1.2% when attacking enraged monsters, which I like that. I'm okay. That's not too bad. But what sucks is you don't get to choose anything. It's fully random. So you might have I want to get rid of that PvP thing, and then end up with like 2 PvP things or something crazy, And you could end up with worse options than you had to begin with. It's a gamble. Random number generation, RNG, all it is. When you hit that button to change your options, you're taking a gamble. And that's where, sometimes you might have to be like, well, man, I hate that even worse than what I had before. So then you're going to go back to your Stigma Shards, back to your Stat Change Stone section. It's going to have to be a blue because it's a rare. And I'm going to just pick one more because I'm really just demonstrating. Then we'll go back to the Stigma menu. Go back to my option change. Select the material I'm going to use. Try to change it. Increase attacking range. Okay, and those, I'm kind of happy with those. They're not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and equip it. Okay. Now, I'm not going to bother with any others because I've already shown you, I think so far we've covered, where you normally get them from. We've covered how the
Stigma Shards work because they're just a shop where you buy certain things. We've gone over the whites, which are the lowest level, and then the greens, which are the next level, and then the blues, which are this level. Whites, you detect weakness only. Greens, you detect weakness plus you get 1 passive skill. Blue, you detect weakness plus you get 2 passive skills. And then we went over how to upgrade them to +5. Then we went over how to upgrade a green into a blue by using another +5. And then we went over how to change the stats. And again, changing those stats is random. You're just cross your fingers and hope you get something better than what you have now if you're going to that. Now, before I go any further, I wanted to start my Reaper just to show you the blank thing to begin with, and go ahead and get my first 4 set of stones in there, do some upgrades, change some stats, so now you know how to do all those things. Now I'm going to go, oh, that's why I wanted to be near a bank. Let me, all those extra boxes I'm going to drop in here really quickly. I normally keep them in there so that whichever character I'm playing with at the time, if I actually feel like playing around with the stigma sets on them, I'll go ahead and go to the bank and pull out a few hundred things because they drop like crazy. I'm just going to grab this because I know what it is. We have the Tera 4th anniversary going on right now, and ever so often, maybe every half hour or so, you get extra Tera anniversary coins. But that's a whole different thing. I do have a video out there I just put out yesterday, I think, where they do have, for the 4th anniversary, a special coupon code you can put in the Tera store and get some free stuff for the 4th anniversary. And the code is Tera and the number 4 with no spaces. T-E-R-A number 4. But I have a video out there for it if you want to. Not a lot you really need to see in the video, though. You just go to the coupon part of the store and type in Tera 4. It's not hard. Hit the wrong button. Chat. I just like shutting off the chat because too many kids post all kind of goofy junk in there. Okay. It gets really annoying. Alright, and this is my brawler. She's my main character. I'm just trying to get a nice backdrop. I like my shiny gold title to show up. Okay. Now for her, because we've been getting like a lot of drops for special Stigma crates. What was it? Special Stigma crate premium. I thought there was like another one. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't keep track of them when we get so many drops. What? Okay. Oh, that's what I'm looking for, the elites. I get a crate for each of these, and then, wow. Did not know that. Oh, and I get a rare only. What? But I've been saving it for her because she is my main character. In fact, all 4 of my gamer tags, Brawler's main because of solo gamer. For me personally, Brawler is by far the easiest one to play and so much more fun than the others. Alright. Alright, now I got this. I got one of those new ones, this Kardia thing from that box. Specials to, okay, now elite only. I don't even know what that is. Wow, I got an Ox attack, Kardia, and a Gaster. I got one of each. There's no point in me getting really super whatever. Because you can see down at the bottom, she already has stigmas for those 4 at the bottom. And if you look at the orange one there, what's that called again? The Soma. You can see that she has, you know, like 10% on that, and some of the others have some 5% or whatever on that. Which one's Soma? Whoops. Darn it. There we go. You can see this is yellow. I was talking before about how I wanted to get a yellow one to pop, because sometimes they'll come out of the crates. This one's yellow, so it's higher than the blues that we talked about before. So you got white, and which is only to detect weakness. Then you got the greens, which will detect weakness plus give you one extra passive skill or defense or whatever you want to call it, passive boost. I'll call it that. Then you have the blue, which will detect weakness and give you 2 passive boosts. Then you have the yellow, which will give you 3 passive boosts on top of detecting weakness. And of course, detecting weakness, the higher you go up, it's always a higher percentage for detecting weakness. And to get to the yellow, you can just take 2 blues and do the same thing I did with the 2 greens to get to the blue. Okay, so it's still the same process of upgrading, but I wanted to show you what that one is right there. So the reason I came here is because I got the Ops attack, and all I'm going to do, go ahead and soul bind it. Later I can make changes if I want. If I decide to open more crates later, then I can make some differences if I want. Kardia defense, endurance, healing skills, damage from rage, increases movement speed while in combat. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. It's going to increase my movement speed by 2 while in combat. For me personally, I prefer that over the first 2. Although, oh, I wasn't even paying attention. That one's green. Well, I don't really care. Because for me, again, from what I researched online, I can't swear to it. Supposedly those 3 up top, Ops, Kardia, and Gaster, the detect weakness part is only for the last boss monster in a multiplayer dungeon that is above eye level 460. I don't do multiplayer dungeons. I'm a solo player. Don't care about it. So that detect weakness part's not going to do me any good if I'm never fighting that monster. So in my case, I'm actually going to go for this green one here, because I like to increase movement speed by 2 while in combat more than increasing my endurance, and healing skills affecting me as a solo player doesn't make a bit of difference because there's no healer there trying to help me out. I'm on my own. I do everything myself, so that don't even help. All right, and then this one, I'm going to pop it into place just because it's the only one I have, But it'll increase my damage by 1.2% with the target with the most aggro towards you. So that's helpful to me. So I think that's pretty much it. We went over pretty much everything, I believe. And just for the heck of it, in case someone needs to see it again, there are several parts of your inventory you need to be familiar with when you're dealing with stigmas. Because if you have picked up some stigma crates or boxes or whatever, you're going to have to go to the box part of your inventory to find those so you can open them. Now, in your inventory, you have that stigma little symbol up there, like a teardrop gem looking thing. That's where you're going to see all of them that are in your inventory. And if you have too many and you need to get rid of some because you're not going to use them, this is the spot where down at the bottom, push down on your left trigger to dismantle them, and you can go through the same dismantle process that you do for gear or for fish or for whatever to get rid of them. Not get rid of them, dismantle them. And as you dismantle them, they will give you more Stigma Shards. You should have seen that earlier when I don't remember if I specified it, but you get Stigma Shards every time you dismantle these. Matter of fact, I do remember talking about it now, yeah. So that's part of inventory, you go for that. Now, if you actually want to adjust or upgrade or move around your stigmas, then you have to go down to the stigma menu itself. And that's where you're in here, and you can do all those things that we've already done in here. So, I believe that's it. I hope this video is helpful. Again, I am not an expert. I never claim to be an expert on anything in the game. I just show you what I do and how I do it. I'm less of an expert on stigmas than a lot of stuff. But hopefully this overview will help you out with understanding what the Stigma Shards are, the stigmas, what they are, how you use them, how you upgrade them, how you convert the different bonuses that they can give you, where you get them from. So hopefully I've covered enough information to help you out so that you can at least play around with them a little bit and understand how to work with them enough to where you can decide how you want to set them up as far as choosing which ones you want to have in there that fits your play style better. So, until next time, enjoy Tera and happy gaming.